What's up everyone, Terraquake here, and I'm back with another Pokemon Challenge video. Pokemon Yellow with no free healing was definitely one of the hardest, if not the hardest challenge that I've ever done. So, in today's video, I'm going to do a challenge that won't be as hard, but that's not to say that it will be easy. Today, I'm going to figure out if you can beat Pokemon Emerald with only one Clamperl. Clamperl is a plain water type, and it's the pre-evolution of Huntail and Gorbis. Its attack, special attack, and defense aren't that bad, and it has a base stat total of 345, which is the same as Mantike and Rhyhorn. Now take a look at this amazing, incredible, downright unbelievable moveset. No, I'm just kidding, this moveset is awful. Clamperl only gets access to water-type moves, with its most powerful one being Water Gun. Clamp and Whirlpool are pretty weak, but they constantly do damage, while Iron Defense will probably be useless, considering that my defense is already pretty good. Even TMs don't really help it out too much. I can learn Ice Beam and Blizzard for a little bit of type coverage, but other than that, I can only get normal and water-type moves. However, at least I'll be able to have better water-type moves than what I learned by level up. Watson and Juan will probably be challenging, while Wallace is definitely going to be tough. Also, I've realized that in these Pokemon Emerald challenges, my rival is never hard to beat. Anyways, I think that I can defeat Steven, since 3 of his 6 Pokemon are weak to water, but unlike the Wailmer challenge, I think I'll need to be at least level 90 or higher in order to take him down. Anyways, time for the rules. I can only use Clamperl in battle. I'll have to catch other Pokemon for HM use only, so they will not be allowed in combat. No items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of battle are allowed. And last but not least, I cannot use any glitches or exploits. Also, shout out to Amparo Lopez for giving me the idea to do this challenge, and I apologize in advance if I pronounced your name wrong. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. I started off by hopping out the back of a moving truck because I guess my mom hates me. I then saw a strange monkey that was doing something to my TV, and then I whipped out my inner Dialga powers and changed the time. After that, I barged into my neighbor's house, because I guess that's normal in the Pokemon universe. Anyways, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Mudkip with Clamperl. I replaced Mudkip so that my rival would have Trico, the hardest starter to fight. I then proceeded to crush the almighty Zigzagoon, and I nicknamed Clamperl Clammy, because I had nothing better to call it. I also won the first battle with my rival. Even though all of my moves are resisted by Trico, I was able to whittle him down with Clamp and Water Gun, and Trico didn't do too much damage to me. Hey, look at this guy. He doesn't even know how to catch a single Pokemon. Oh, he actually caught it. Too bad it's a Ralts. Anyways, time for Roxanne. I one-shot her first Geodude with a Clamp, and then her second Geodude went down to a Water Gun. Nosepass used pointless moves like Harden and Block, so I was able to dish out a bunch of damage with Clamp and Water Gun, so after Roxanne used 2 potions, I eventually won the battle. After saving the boy Pico, I decided to do the optional rival fight before heading out of Rustboro City. However, I kept on losing this battle. After only hitting Wingull once, May always switched out to her Trico, who spams Absorb, which does a good amount of damage, not to mention that it also heals Trico. I know this battle is optional, but after I just said that these rival fights are always easy, I need to beat May. Finally, at level 20, I was able to take down Wingull in 2 water guns, as May never switched out to her Trico. Speaking of Trico, it was still going for Absorb, but due to a critical water gun, I managed to win the battle pretty easily. On to the second gym battle against Brawly. Water Gun did some good damage to Machop, and since it only used Bulk Up, another water gun took it down. Meditite is always easy to kill, since it likes to spam Focus Punch, so after Brawly used a Super Potion, a few more water guns did the trick. Last out was Makuhita, so I trapped it in a Clamp, and then I started to use Water Gun. Makuhita then got healed by a Citrus Berry, as he hit me with a powerful Vital Throw. Another Water Gun brought him to red health, but Brawly used another Super Potion. However, with the Clamp doing consistent damage, 2 more Water Guns won us the battle. At level 25, I attempted the rival battle under Cycling Road, but it was impossible. I managed to hit a critical Water Gun on Wingull, so Grovyle was out next. All he does is spam Absorb, so he gets health back each turn, and my water guns were hardly doing any damage. Eventually, I got taken down by a quick attack, and after some more attempts, I just need to grind. At level 35, I tried again. 2 water guns killed Wingull like usual, and it was time for Grovyle. I missed my first clamp, but after hitting a clamp on my next turn, I started to use water gun. Even though Absorb was still doing a decent amount of damage, I got a critical hit with water gun to finally take him down. Last out was Slugma, and a single water gun one-shot him. I guess I really jinxed myself at the beginning of this video. After crushing Wally's hopes and dreams, it was time for Watson. Water gun nearly took down Voltorb, but he hit me with a spark, and then Watson used a super potion. 2 more water guns finished the job, so Electrike was out next, but 1 water gun killed him. I brought Magneton down to about half health with a clamp, but then it paralyzed me. This allowed Magneton to outspeed me and get off 2 more sonic booms before dying to another water gun. At this point, I was too weak for Manectric, and he easily finished me off with a shockwave. After a little bit of grinding, I attached a Cherry Berry to Clammy, and I took another crack at Watson. This time around, Voltorb got one-shot, and so did Electrike, so it was time for Magneton. It tried to paralyze me, but due to the berry, I got healed, and I was able to take down Magneton on my next turn, so Manectric was out last. He hit me with a Thunder Wave, and then he got healed by a Citrus Berry. However, I got some good paralysis luck, so 2 more water guns ended this brutal fight. After watching some people fight over land and water, I had to battle Maxie. But this battle was really easy. 1 water gun nearly took down Mightyena as he hit me with a weak bite, but then Maxie used a super potion. 2 more water guns did the trick, Zubat died to 1 water gun, and Camerupt got one shot. I have a good feeling that Maxie won't be too challenging throughout this run. The battle with Flannery basically went exactly how you would expect it to go. Numel, Slugma, and Camerupt all went down to 1 water gun, so Torkoal was out last. I nearly killed it with a water gun, but then Torkoal used Sunny Day, and Flannery used a Hyper Potion. I got Torkoal back down to red health, but Flannery used another Hyper Potion. Finally, 2 more water guns and a secret power won us the fight. Why did you even try there, Flannery? We all knew how this battle would turn out. Time for Norman. Spinda, Vigoroth, and Lineude all went down in 2 water guns, so Slacking was out last. After hitting him with a secret power, I decided to use Iron Defense because Slacking's attacks were doing a decent amount of damage to me. I then used Water Gun twice and then a Clamp, but that brought Slacking down to red health, which made Norman use a Hyper Potion. A few turns later, Norman used another Hyper Potion, and I was only at 27 HP. However, due to Slacking's Truant ability and some poor move choices by Norman, I somehow held on to win the battle. To be honest, I was not expecting that fight to be that close. After picking up a worthless cast form, it was time for another battle against May. Slugma got one shot by a Surf, so Grovyle was up next. I picked up the TM for Ice Beam from the abandoned ship, so I easily one-shot him. Last out was Lumbre, but 1 secret power took him down. Okay, these rival fights should be pretty easy from here on out. Having Ice Beam also made the 6th gym battle against Winona a lot easier. I one-shot Swablu and Tropius with Ice Beam, so Pelipper was up next. She tried to stall me with Protect as I got confused. I hit myself a couple of times, but after I snapped out, I got a critical secret power to finish off Pelipper. After that, Skarmory got one shot by a Surf, and a single Ice Beam killed Altaria. Alright Archie, you are wearing blue. You want the blue Pokemon, so you need the blue orb. No, that's the red one, Archie. At this point, I've given up hope for him. Anyways, we're already fighting May again, but minus Pelipper using Protect, it was a complete one-shot sweep, so I'm not going to waste your guys' time. The battle against Maxie isn't worth mentioning because he was also a one-shot sweep. But what is worth mentioning is the fact that I found a shiny Graveler on the way out of the Magma hideout. That's now 2 shiny Pokemon I've run into during one of these challenge videos. By the way, I nicknamed it Whoa, because it's crazy that I ran into this shiny. Time for what is usually one of the hardest gym battles in Pokemon Emerald challenges, but this time around it was super easy. Since I had Surf, I could hit both of Tate and Liza's Pokemon at the same time. Claydol got one shot, Xatu went down in 2 Surfs, and Solrock and Lunatone both died to 1 Surf. That's probably one of the first times that I've beaten Tate and Liza on my very first attempt. After teaming up with Steven to take down Team Magma in the Space Center, it was time for Archie. Mightyena got one shot by a Surf, and Crobat went down to 1 Ice Beam, so Sharpedo was out last. 1 secret power nearly took him down, but then Archie used a super potion. However, 1 more Ice Beam finished off Sharpedo. Alright, this is really getting old now. I keep on having to wake up Rayquaza and tell him that his kids are trying to end the world. At least I can battle Juan now. Lovedis got killed by a secret power, and Whiscash died to a Surf, so Celio was out next. I paralyzed him with my first secret power, so after getting hit by a weak Aurora Beam, I took down Celio with another secret power. Crawdaunt got one shot, so Kingdra was out last. And this is where the battle became a stall fest. I was able to dish out a bunch of damage, but Kingdra always used Rest, and Juan also used Hyper Potions. Not to mention, Kingdra was spamming Double Team. I didn't even take too much damage, it just took forever to finally kill Kingdra. In Victory Road, Wally challenged me to a battle, but I'm sorry Wally, you're still not challenging. It was just your everyday one-shot sweep by Clammy. Anyways, after using up all of my rare candies, here's my stats and moves. Since Clamperl's in the erratic EXP group, I was all the way up at level 95. I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to get through the Elite Four just fine, but Wallace will probably take a lot of attempts. But, without further ado, let's head into the Elite Four. First up was Sydney, the Dark-type Master. Mightyena went down to one Surf, and Cacturne and Shiftry both died to a single Ice Beam, so Crawdaunt was up next. Secret Power didn't do as much damage as I thought it would, so on my next turn I decided to use Surf, and that finished him off. Last I was Absol, but another Surf did the trick. That's probably one of the easiest Elite Four battles that I've ever had. Next up was Phoebe, the Ghost-type Master. Her first Dusclops just trolled me with a double protect, but after that, she got one shot by a Surf. And from there on out, it was a one-shot sweep. Comment down below, which battle do you think was easier, Sydney or Phoebe? The third Elite Four member was Glacia, the Ice-type Master. Her first Celio only used Hail, as I took it down with two secret powers, so Glalie was out next. However, one Surf took it down, so Glacia's second Celio was up next. I used secret power again, but this time around, Celio froze me with a Blizzard, but luckily I was able to thaw out on the very next turn and kill it with another secret power. Her second Glalie suffered the same fate as the first one, so Walrein was out last. One secret power brought it down to healing range, but due to its Citrus Berry, Glacia didn't use a full restore, so I managed to win the battle with one more secret power. The last Elite Four member was Drake, the Dragon-type Master. I used Clamp to begin with, since I knew that Shelgon likes to spam Protect. I then realized that there was no point in doing that, so I just one-shot him with an Ice Beam. After that, Altaria got one shot, so Kingdra was up next. Ice Beam did some good damage to him, but Drake used a full restore. Since Kingdra outsped me, he managed to get off a Body Slam before dying to two more Ice Beams. And since Flygon and Salamence are both 4 times weak to Ice, the rest of the battle was a piece of cake. Time for Wallace, the champion. My first attempt at this fight was a failure though. Wailord hung on from 2 secret powers, but he finished himself off with a double edge. After that, Ludicolo came out and he knows Giga Drain. Giga Drain does a ton of damage to me, so it heals him up a lot. I need to get really lucky with this AI if I'm going to win this battle. After throwing myself at this battle for the next 30 minutes, I finally got this run. Ludicolo only used Double Team, and I didn't miss my next Ice Beam, so I was able to take him down. I got a critical hit with Secret Power on Tentacruel, so my Lodic was up next. I did about a third of his health with a Surf, and then I got poisoned by a Toxic, but due to a P.E.K.K.A Berry that I put on Clammy, I got healed, and then I got another critical hit with Secret Power to finish off my Lodic. Whiscash got one shot by a Surf, and Gyarados died into Ice Beams, making us the new champion of the Hoenn region with a single Clamperl. That battle against Wallace took so many tries, but I am glad that I was finally able to defeat him. So, we've defeated the champion, but as you guys probably already know, there's still one battle left deep inside of Meteor Falls. However, I'm pretty confident going into the battle against Steven, and I'm hoping that it won't take too long for me to defeat him. But, there's only one way to find out. Well, time for Steven. Skarmory only set up spikes, which doesn't even matter in this fight, so I easily took him down in 2 turns. After that, Aggron, Cradily, and Claydol all went down in 1 hit. However, the only reason why I was able to one-shot Cradily was because I got a lucky crit with Ice Beam. Anyways, I hit Metagross with 2 Surfs, but that led Steven to use a full restore. He then brought me all the way down to 15 HP before I took him down with 2 more Surfs. Last out was our motto, but since it's weak to water, one final surf killed it. That battle against Steven only took me a few attempts to do, as in my previous attempts, I always died at either Cradily or Metagross. This challenge was a lot of fun to do, since I've never used a Clamperl before. Anyways, for my next challenge, I'm going to do one that was recommended to me, and it's going to be in Pokemon Silver. As always, feel free to leave any other challenge suggestions that you might have in the comment section below. And if you want to see more of my challenge runs, then you can check out the playlist that I left a link to in the description. For now though, if you guys did enjoy this video, then be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to see more. And until next time, deuces!